I am Rick Bunny and this is my channel. While it might not be the most exciting channel of all filmmaking on YouTube, it doesn't mean I don't have room to actually grow and interact with you guys. The problem we face as small YouTubers is that the viewers don't see us credible enough for a view or a sub. Because we don't have a large amount of subscribers, views, and likes, all we are left with is to work our way out of this haystack. YouTube is quite exhausting and rewarding at the same time. I'm a full-time parent with a regular 9-to-5 job, making ends meet, which makes it quite difficult for me to really pull out time to create these videos that I really want, which is filmmaking, and steer away from the typical review videos, which there's nothing wrong with that, but not as exciting from telling stories which I so badly want. And for many others that are in the same situation as I am, we have to overcome this. Therefore, we're left in the dark.
Now let's try it again.
I had a dream last night, and when I woke up, I remembered it, but just a moment ago, it's gone.
Come on now, tell me, what does happen? Maybe I've been misinformed.
It's a long story. I'll be with you in just a minute. There's always that possibility. You use this control, get your focus, you see?
So I'm not a filmmaker for the eyes of some because I don't have some Hollywood credit or I haven't shot my first movie, I guess. And I'm okay with that. On my channel, I want to dedicate it for those that were like me, buying unnecessary gear to actually find a way to get that so-called cinematic shot, which we love and hate, but above all, to actually get our foot closer into the filmmaking world. While a lot of us focus on camera and lenses, they seem to forget that movement contributes a big part of cinematography, which everyone, including myself, had ignored in the past until now. This is the Zeapon Axis 100 Pro, a motorized slider that has all the capabilities to help you create those cinematic shots, and a filmmaking tool that will enhance the way you shoot. I call this slider my personal DP, being that you can program your shots like the ones you're seeing right now. Because if you're like me, on my channel, I'm my own actor, filmmaker, and creator. Now that I have discovered Zeapon, now I can feel comfortable shooting without compromising the way I work. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Rick Bunny, and if you enjoyed that intro I put together in the beginning of this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. It would mean the world to me to earn your trust, so let's get on with the video. This is not a comprehensive review. I'm just overviewing and showcasing the Zeapon Axis 100 Pro slider to demonstrate any potential value. Also, this video is not sponsored by Zeapon, nor they get to see this video before you guys. And as always, no money was exchanged, and these are my thoughts and honest opinions only. Why do you need a slider? One prime example, a slider can bring a lot of value to your filmmaking needs. One of them being that if you're like me, like I mentioned before, if you are a solo filmmaker and you film yourself a lot, having a slider will definitely help with that. Types of shot you can do with the Zeapon Axis 100 Pro: 180-degree parallax shot, low pull tilt reveal shot, Jib Reveal Shot, Dolly push in shot, and lastly, 180-degree Parallax Reveal Shot, just to name a few. So the payload capacity is calculated in two different ways of using the slider. If you use it horizontal, it has a payload capacity of 12 kilograms or 26 pounds, which is pretty strong. And for vertical use, the payload capacity is 3.5 kilograms or 7 pounds. That might be a big gap between both horizontal and vertical, but it's still strong compared to other sliders on the market. The main thing that drew my attention to this slider was that you have the ability to add waypoints, meaning you can program your A to B points in combination with the pan, tilt head, and slider as you wish. from the slider itself or downloading the Zeapon app, which is very easy and intuitive. And I actually prefer using it that way. It makes it just straightforward and you don't have to fiddle with the slider itself, and it just works like a charm. So you have 3 models to choose from: the Axis 80, the Axis 100, which is the one I actually have here, and you have the Axis 120, which honestly I like this one a lot because it's not too big or not too small. So moving on to the price, this model is priced a little under $1,000, coming at $975 US, and that's with the Pons unit, which is the pan tilt head on the top, which, you know, the Pro identifies itself that it comes with the pan tilt head. If you get just the Axis 100, it is just the slider itself, and it is priced at $715. And like I said before, it doesn't come with the Pons unit, which is the pan tilt head. So comparing the slider to others in the market like Edelkron, Rhino sliders, you're looking at 3 times the price of this one slider from Zeapon. And honestly, sometimes more expensive doesn't mean better. Not saying that the Zeapon is better than those brands that I mentioned, but I think Zeapon has something here. And like I said, $975, and you can get 90% of the shots that you could do with the Rhino and the Edelkron. I think it's a no-brainer. So for my thoughts and conclusions, I can honestly say this slider is well built, affordable. Compared to other brands that I mentioned, it is a very creative tool to have in your arsenal. It's not perfect in any way, which I'm going to mention. What I don't like about the slider is that you can program your waypoints, but once it reaches to the end of your first waypoint, the slider kind of just stops a little bit and then goes right back. But like for a split second, I wish this slider can actually go non-stop to your A and B points, making it more organic, as opposed to, let's say it's moving on to your, from the A all the way to your B, it pauses and then goes back to your A, then pauses, goes back to your B, so on and so forth. If it was just direct, I think that would help a lot more for the shot. And hopefully Zeapon, you know, fixes with a future firmware. I don't think it's something like a limitation from the unit itself, but to be honest, that's the only con that I see from this slider. But then again, you know, you're in post. If you do a lot of slow motion, which I'm gonna be using this a lot for filming myself and getting those shots, then you should be fine. And another con is, and it's not that bad of a con, is the speed. I wish the speed was a little bit faster. And not to say that it's very slow, because it's not. It's actually on the average side, but it's a little too slow for my taste. Definitely if I like to do, you know, when I do 120 frames per second, the faster the movement, the more nice the shot comes out. I don't know how to explain it, but it just, you know, looks really good. So this is gonna be it for me. I hope you found this video useful and informative, and if you did, go out there, create, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Peace.